Hello Taurus, welcome to your April forecast. We're going to look at a strength, a challenge, and then a potential outcome for the month of April. Be sure to check out your other placements as these readings tend to kind of focus in on a certain scenario. You can certainly apply it to love or career, or whatever area of life seems to make sense for you. But it's kind of an interesting, we're looking at the whole month, but we're kind of looking at just what to prepare yourself for, I guess. Kind of a theme you might be dealing with all month. Be sure to hit that like button. Definitely helps the channel, so in turn it helps me out. Subscribe, share with another Taurus if you feel like that would be something they could benefit from. And let's get going here. Alright, so your strength for the month of April is release, willing release. You could be, setting some intentions, putting some things out there, just wanting to let something go here. It could actually be easier this month to let something go that's maybe been kind of had you in its grips for some time. The challenge is the Nightingale spirit. It says love is all around. So it could feel a little bit isolating. For some of you, when we get the Nightingale as well, it could be voicing your feelings or concerns or thoughts about something, right? Could be part of the challenge. And then we have a time to go as the potential outcome. So there's definitely something being left behind in the month of April. Let's check it out. Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're cutting something out. Okay. Knight of Cups. And the Queen of Pentacles. Five of Wands. The Magician. And the Page of Cups. The Tower. Wow, okay. The Eight of Cups. The Seven of Pentacles. So, here's what I'm seeing right off the bat. There's a situation here where you could be, I almost wanted to say explosively cutting something out here. I actually feel like with the Five of Wands here, there could certainly be like an argument that happens or some sort of drama that takes place. But I actually see what you're doing here, or feel what you're doing here, is you're just like nipping something in the bud. I almost feel like you're not giving it a whole lot of your attention at all. So it's almost like you're just removing yourself from a situation that does have drama in it, could have some competition in it, and you're just like, I'm not even kind of interested in giving that my focus or attention. So you're just like, bye. So there's a strong release happening for some of you in April. When it comes to your challenge, it could feel like you're removing yourself from some sort of, there's something about love here. We have the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Cups and the Magician. So I actually feel like what you're trying to do is create a more loving situation. Now, if you've been unable to do that with certain people in the past, or a workplace, or a person, right? It might feel like love's out of reach, like it's out of reach from you because you're having to remove yourself from something you care about. So, you know how at the beginning when I first laid the oracle cards down, I feel like you're definitely casting out some intentions, like you know what you don't want, which is kind of what the fives in Tarot represent. You know you don't want to deal with drama. You know you don't want to have to compete. You know you don't want to I just get this feeling like you don't even have the desire to interact with this anymore. It does look like you're searching for something more deeply connected here, or something that more resonates with your emotions, your soul, is what I want to say. Something that makes your heart sing, like the nightingale, right? But it's not here yet. You're having to manifest it, and so April could feel a little bit lonely, a little bit isolating. It could be like the people that you're currently surrounded by have no idea what you're talking about. They're so busy being in their drama that they can't even relate to your desires, if that makes sense. So to me, this feels like you've leveled up, and you're still in a circumstance here where you have people around you that have not leveled up with you. And so it could feel like you're having to create the reality that you want because you're not currently in it. With this time to go as the potential outcome, it does look like we kind of maybe refocus on career here in some way, our own resources, building up savings, that kind of thing. And we do have a Page of Cups here. So I actually feel like there is some sort of idea or communication coming in here that could be inspiring. There may also be an apology showing up as you walk away, right? So we'll look at that. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of... Yeah, so I just feel like you're really trying to follow your heart here. And what you've been connecting with just is not on the same level. People cannot meet you where you're at right now. They're taking too long, there's drama, there's deceit, there's ego, there's all these things. And it's like, while you would really love to connect on a deep level with either people in your family, your friends, workplace, or a lover here, I feel like you're running up against a wall here. And I feel like the wall that you're coming up against is their level of awareness, their level of consciousness, their own ego, right? So it's in the way. We do have 3 queens showing up here, so you're definitely either on your way or very close to being, or maybe already in your Empress energy, right? And so you're kind of having to put your foot down when it comes to your own values, desires, what you deserve here is really what this feels like. It's all centered around. So let's go ahead and clarify this situation. What is it that you're letting go of? Now, this could be different for everyone, right? But we're going to kind of get the general idea around this particular situation, or the feelings around it, and go from there. So we have this willing release with these like dandelion balls, it kind of reminds me of making a wish, right? But also, kind of letting go. When you set these seeds free, they just float through the air without, I almost put that face down, without resistance. So it's kind of like, with this Queen of Swords here, the Queen of Swords can be very blunt, harsh. Sometimes she steps into that Queen of Swords energy because she's having to remove emotions from a situation. But what's interesting, and that might be the case for some of you, where you're having to get real cutthroat with someone or some people and just nip it in the bud. But what I feel strongly here is that for most of you, you're in this energy because there's not an emotional connection anymore, right? So you're just over it. And this is showing up as your strength. So it's like perhaps in the past you've remained attached to whatever this is because there was still karma that needed played out. There were still lessons that needed to learn. You needed to level up, right? But I think you've already done that. Queen of Swords. We have the Fool. So yeah, you're ready for something new here. You're setting intentions for some sort of new beginning. And there's a lot of ambition and spice behind that. It has kind of an impulsive energy to it, but I actually don't I feel like this is something you've been stewing on for some time, probably. But to others, it could come across as a sudden cutting off, if that makes sense. With the Five of Wands, yeah, you're over it. You're like, I'm not putting up with this garbage anymore, this drama, because I deserve better. So there you have it. There's that Empress energy we were talking about. So kudos to you. You have officially leveled up, and you know what you're worth. And you're worth more than this drama. With the Tower, we have a Temperance. See, I feel like you've probably thought about this for some time. You've had a lot of patience. You've done some growth here. You've integrated. You've done some healing within yourself. And now it's just kind of like this, I don't know. It's hard for me to describe resonance. I actually feel like there isn't one. And what's funny too is because then we have this Nightingale spirit as the challenge, which is all about sound, vibration, right? And there just is no resonance anymore. I also feel like you might have been biding your time a little bit to make this move. So again, this was an internal thought process. You've thought about this for a while, but from the outside perspective, it looks like an impulsive decision. I actually feel like you've been maybe thinking about this for some time, maybe even overthinking until you finally couldn't take it no more, right? So really, this could be any sort of scenario here, but that's kind of the energy around it. So it could be, a love relationship, a job, even a location. You've decided you want to move, but ultimately, you're ready to go after your dreams here. The things that inspire you and the things that you deserve. So I like that. All right, so again, we have Nightingale Spirit as our challenge. Love is all around. So I actually feel like you're more seeking true connection here. Knight of Cups, the Magician, and the Eight of Cups. Let's clarify. What's the Knight of Cups doing here? We have the Six of Pentacles. And the Star. With the Magician, we have the Seven of Cups. And the Strength card. And with the Eight of Cups, we have the Seven of Swords. And the Three of Wands. So here's what this feels like. The challenge here. I feel like you're actually dealing with someone or some few people, right? Like, I don't know, 2 to 5 different people. So speaking of like a workplace. But this could very, very well just be like one person that you've been dealing with. I feel like this person, the reason you're taking this stance and setting yourself free here is because this person's a little bit in and out, a little bit emotionally manipulative even. It's like they try to keep you in a state of confusion and try to keep you in a state of insecurity to their own benefit. So things aren't quite equal give and take between you and these or this person. There could be some schmoozing coming in April to talk you out of this move that you're making. So for example, if you've worked for a company for a while and you slave away and they don't pay you well enough and it's just kind of lost all spark for you, you're walking away and then here they come with like a really kind of not exciting offer to like, it's such like a low effort approach is what it feels like. It's like, here's 25 cents more an hour and you're like, you're kidding me, right? That's kind of what this feels like. They don't want you to go because your being around has been convenient, right? And I actually feel like they're just watching you walk away after having delivered a really ho-hum, pathetic offer of apology or attention or whatever, right? So I do feel like you've probably in the deep past been in a situation where your self-confidence and your I don't know, your energy towards this person was one that was easily manipulated. I feel like you looked for your personal value within this situation. So if you worked really hard to contribute to a job, it's because on some level you might have been trying to prove to yourself that you could do it, or prove that you deserved a certain amount of money, when in fact you deserved that the whole time, but you were playing into that karma, right? In some way, you've had this growth and you've stepped into this Empress energy where you're not going to play that anymore. And again, I do feel like this isn't going to be an easy move to make, but only because it might bring up your own old insecurities. But I actually feel like you've gone well past the time of this even clicking for you anymore. So you're going to cut it off, but it could feel a little bit isolating. It could feel a little bit like, now what do I do? It seems like you want the start and you're ready to make this choice to chase your dreams, but perhaps the details aren't yet clear to you, and that's okay, right? So let's look at this potential outcome. Time to go. You are definitely turning around, check out my ass as I walk away kind of energy here. So you're definitely cutting this loose. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. I think you have the resources to do this with this Queen of Pentacles showing up. Chariot could require an actual physical move, but I think what this is, what this is more saying is that whether it requires a physical move or not, you actually have the savings to do this, you have the resources, the wisdom, the support, perhaps by your family, whatever. Just resources in general will help carry you through this change. And that could be part of what you were waiting for before you made this move, right? So it could be that you had to wait for a new job offer to quit an old job, or some such storyline, right? With the Page of Cups, we definitely have an offer showing up here. New start coming in. So if there's been some concern about the details, I do feel like they're going to come clear. And Hermit. So it could certainly be an offer showing up from a Virgo. But again, I feel like this specific detail, this specific offer, or this communication has been something you might have been waiting for, and I do feel like you're going to take a little time and think about this with the Hermit showing up here. I just wouldn't go crazy in that regard, because I feel like that's a space you just came out of before cutting this situation off. It's like you thought about it and you thought about it and you planned and you thought about it. So let that momentum keep driving you forward. With the Seven of Pentacles, we have a Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune. So there's definitely some sort of commitment showing up here. And again, one that you've probably been waiting for. And again, too, I just feel because it's like you've switched channels. You've been on this past channel. It no longer fit your frequency. Now you're switching channels, and the things you're desiring are starting to show up here. And you recognize that it's time. It's high time to go. So I feel like that's showing up here strongly. Time to go, yeah, maybe with a fire lit under your butt on the way out, because it's bin time, right? So overthinking could be coming into play here. I don't think that if you're currently in that space as you watch this, I don't think you need to keep overthinking it. You need to realize that it's okay that the details aren't going to be clear just yet. You might have a general idea, but maybe not the specific facts. And look at this, 8 of Swords. Yeah, get out of your head, Taurus, because you're totally moving in the right direction here. And it feels to me like this is probably just the way it's meant to happen, in that you no longer resonate with this thing, and I mean, there's nothing you're going to do about that, right? Unless you want to drop back down in energy, and I don't think anybody wants to do that, right? So get out of there. Get out of Dodge. You're moving in a positive direction. Wheel of Fortune here. Ace of Pentacles. There's new, ready to show up the minute you make this move. So I hope you found that helpful, and that helps to guide you in April. Have a great month, and be sure to check out those other placements. I will see you next time. Bye.